I think I should also mention here that JCP is starting to get really hot and heavy on the impending deal with Turner, and we all know that before the year is over, that deal is complete. So this is a really big deal at the time, and there are already rumors swirling about bringing in some names established in the WWF to help bolster the roster under Turner. Ted, what do you think when you hear that Ted Turner is ready to get himself into the wrestling business?
Uh, yeah, to me, well, here's the way I look at it, and of course, I get to grow up old school. Said competition is always good for the talent, because if there's only one show on the market, and you don't have any place else, like the old territorial days, if you had some difference with the promoter or whatever, like you could give your notice and go somewhere else, but now if you have an argument with the front office, you either do as you're told or you're fired. It's like there's only one place to go. But now with this new thing coming on, it's always good for the talent. And it did end up being that way because, now you got guys that are getting, they're signing contracts for X amount of dollars. Up until that happened, with the Turner organization, I know my contract with Vince, it just basically said he owned me. But where else was I going to go, and where else was I going to make, especially now that I saw it coming, everybody with a half a brain saw it coming. All the territories were going to go away because they couldn't compete with him.
Yep.
And they did. They all slowly died out, and well, like I said, when the telltale thing for me was when Bill Watts sold out to Jim Crockett. And Bill's a sharp guy. A lot of guys that worked for him didn't like him, slave driver, this, that, and the other. But there were things that, I didn't like either, but hey, not everybody loves their boss. But the other thing I knew about Bill was that he knew the wrestling business just better than just about anybody. Because I would look at our shows and try to compare them to the other territorial shows. And guys, they didn't even compete. So anyway,
you've got to give it up to Bill Watts. To your point, a lot of people kind of look at him as a villain in wrestling, and I've never met the man, so I really can't speak to him or his character. However, you've got to give it up because I think a lot of these promoters for these territories were like, "Well, I'm going down with the Titanic here," and a lot of them did. Bill Watts had the foresight to get on a life raft and I mean, preserved himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. He saw where it was going.